A federal appeals court ruled Sunday that the first federal execution in nearly 2 decades may proceed as scheduled on Monday. The ruling from the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals overturns a lower court order that had put the execution of 47-year-old Daniel Lewis Lee on hold. Lee, of Yukon, Oklahoma, had been scheduled to die by lethal injection on Monday at a federal prison in Indiana. He was convicted in Arkansas of the 1996 killings of gun dealer William Mueller, his wife, Nancy, and her 8-year-old daughter, Sarah Powell. Chief District Judge Jane Magnus-Stinson ruled Friday in Indiana that the execution would be put on hold because of concerns from the family of the victims about the coronavirus pandemic, which has killed more than 135,000 people and is ravaging prisons nationwide. The Justice Department argued that the judge's order misconstrued the law and asked the appeals court to immediately overturn the ruling. The appeals court found that the claim from the victim's family lacks any arguable legal basis and is therefore frivolous. The Justice Department also argued that while the Bureau of Prisons has taken measures to accommodate the family and implemented additional safety protocols because of the pandemic, the family's concerns do not outweigh the public interest in finally carrying out the lawfully imposed sentence in this case. But in a court filing Sunday, justice officials said a staff member involved in preparing for the execution had tested positive for the coronavirus. The Justice Department said the development would not mean an additional delay in the government's timetable because the worker had not been in the execution chamber and had not come into contact with anyone on the specialized team sent to the prison to handle the execution. The relatives would be traveling thousands of miles and witnessing the execution in a small room where the social distancing recommended to prevent the virus spread is virtually impossible. There are currently 4 confirmed coronavirus cases among inmates at the Terre Haute prison, according to federal statistics, and 1 inmate there has died. The victim's family had argued they weren't trying to overturn Lee's death sentence but instead they seek to exercise their lawful rights to attend the execution of Lee so that they can be together at that moment in time as they grieve their losses, according to the filing. The family will appeal to the Supreme Court. The federal government has put this family in the untenable position of choosing between their right to witness Danny Lee's execution and their own health and safety, said family attorney Baker Kurrus. Because the government has scheduled the execution in the midst of a raging pandemic, these 3 women would have to put their lives at risk to travel cross-country at this time. The family hopes there won't be an execution, ever,